we're getting a little rage baity, clickbaity on this one, you know. And I just got 10K followers, you know, so I really gonna put myself out there for this one, you know. And it sucks because, I mean, is there such thing as a Mexican American? There used to be, you know, I believe there used to be, and it's really difficult for us to, I mean, I can't even say us because I'm not even American. I was never considered American. Are you a U.S. citizen if you want to be super exact about continents and whatnot? But yeah, I was never part of that, and it's kind of why I left. And it sucks to say, and I guess I should say why am I even bringing this up is, I mean, they just bombed Venezuela. I mean, they bombed a vessel, you know, and so there's this like this whole like Banana Republic, you know, Panama invasion and South American meddling that the U.S. has a very long history of doing, and it's kind of repeating itself. And you know, that's Venezuela, but I mean, South Americans, you know, it's kind of like then you can't really claim Mexican American, and I guess it's a root thing. It's like, oh, our roots. But how many generations have passed where our roots are rotten, you know, or hollowed out, where all we do is eat tacos and wear, you know, luchador masks, and, you know, and that's about it, you know. And it kind of bleeds into this whole self-deport, or I went to Mexico to live in a better life genre, as I was saying earlier, where these, I mean, I get it, some of these deportees, they had no choice. They chose the Mexican, you know, forcefully. You know, we were outed, and some people were like, oh, you sound spiteful. Maybe a little bit, you know, maybe because I genuinely put in a lot of work in there, you know. History being is that, like, I have some of the most American family members that there ever was. My family's more American probably than yours. How? Because the tip of the spear in my family is my eldest brother. He's got 36,000 followers. You know, he was an airborne ranger, you know, top of the best special forces. He likes to, you know, he got a Mexican flag and American flag tatted on him. He likes to do corny, cheesy shit like that, you know. And from my knowledge and from my experience as a Mexican, I was ridiculed and treated very subhumanly and second class. And again, this is just one person, but that's not really. It's, I can just say from my experiences with these type of people who like to sell us Mexican population, their brand, and they're trying to say, you know, we're a Mexican American, but in actuality it's really just for commerce, for sales, because the American side will always trump. And it's ironic because Trump's in the office, but it will always trump being Mexican. Do you know what I'm saying? Do you know what I mean? I stay with politics. See how many inflammatory and almost just fucked rhetoric there's been from this administration towards Mexicans, Mexico, and its government and everything to do with us. So it's kind of sad to say, but like, the division is kind of starting, and I don't want to be the one to say it. I'm not even the one saying it. I'm not even one doing this. I'm just me. I'm just a Mexican in Mexico, man. You know what I mean? And I just know English, and I just know the way of life over there. And I don't want to speak for all Americans, you know. Some of you guys are cool, but I'm talking about for the Mexican American, you know. We like to rock the flag, and but you know, people are getting fucking rounded up. People have been rounded up since Obama. I've been paying attention since Obama, you know. So that's why I was never really like, I did it because my family always said it was the way to go, and society said it was the way to go. But ultimately, I guess, you know, people were like, oh yeah, he gave you the opportunity, but I guess I didn't take up, maybe I didn't follow through because deep down inside I didn't want to be American. It was really just, You know, I've spent my whole fucking life over there in the US. So, you know, maybe I just did it for peer pressure. I don't fucking know. To be accepted, to be loved, you know. Ultimately, though, every Mexican American in my life, the closest ones to me, haven't done anything for the Mexican. Quite on the contrary, you know. And a lot can be said too about these influencers, right? Again, not the ones who are actually Mexicans, who are basically booted. Now I'm talking about the Mexican American that comes here with papers and turns into another tourist, another gentrifier, another colonizer. It's kind of mainlining it, and it's putting it a brown face on it, you know. I'm gonna lose followers, I don't give a fuck, you know. But ultimately, I think that, yeah, I mean, this is a discussion that we're gonna have to have eventually, if this administration decides to bring the forever war that they wage on, you know, right to the southern border. You know, as a person who's really Mexican, who's really personally touched by all of this, like, I could have gone locked up and put in a fucking cage, you know, and I wouldn't have be able to see my son or my wife right now. None of this would have existed if I would have stayed and took a risk. That would have been my fate. And not one Mexican American would have done anything about it. None of them would have done anything about it. Boo fucking who? Oh, who should have got your papers? Is what they, as most, like, I mean, actually you guys are very supportive, so I shouldn't say most, you know. But you guys will see, I had I don't know, probably like 3.5 million views and 50 fucking K comments on one post, and most of it is go back to your fucking country. And like maybe like 30% of those are fucking darker than I am. You know, I had a discussion with a guy who went off on me, and he's like a bullet white boy from Texas, and I let him know my history, and he was like, you know what, yeah, I feel you. I'm sorry I came at you like that. I lived a life similar to yours, and I thought we were cool, but at the end he's like, but I'm just out here doing things legally. You know what I'm saying? So you get a lot of that, and so there's gonna come at a time, well, I hope not, you know, I'm just talking about it because, I mean, get ready, you know, kind of. Maybe I'm just paranoid, you know, but I mean, my paranoia made me leave before the ICE raids, so my intuition must be a little bit right. Also, I follow history. It's not that hard to just kind of see the agenda, the underlying agenda of the war machine. I'm not even saying you guys personally, but that comes into question. What is the Mexican American doing for Mexico or Mexicans? Little to nothing. Yeah, they'll sell you products. Yeah, they'll sell you an image, you know. They'll do everything they can to make you think, oh, I'm about this and about that, like, you know. And it sucks because they'll be like, oh, well, there is Mexican Americans through values and morals. But let's be real. There's more white people at fucking Arcana Salas now than our actual fucking people. Because we can't get along. We're so divided, you know? So, you know what I mean? Like, my brother, again, like, we were the Mexican Americans. I was really just a beaner. I was really the Mexican, you know? But I was there trying to play along, and I've been at the deepest core of this. You know, you have to understand that these guys all talk. Like, this brand reached out to me, followed me, be super cool. And again, maybe I'm just paranoid, but they follow each other. Anyways, they unfollowed me, you know, and yeah, they didn't respond to my I was like, yeah, sure, I'll take a part-time job, you know. I don't want to be at a call center, you know, but they ignored me because I know they all talk. My brother has me blocked, you know. So yeah, man, that is my point of view, you know. All right, guys, this is like a patch to that one video that I did. Is there such thing as a Mexican American? You know, I brought up a company and I was like, oh, this company, you know, they are acting super weird towards me, you know, like they offered me a job and then they were like super like pro-Mexican, like, oh, like they're trying to help me out, you know, which I think is fake, because then they unfollowed me. And then, I I mean, I'm not gonna be like super, because I'm hopping over it, but there's other parts of it where I'm like, you know, like maybe he follows my brother, because my brother's like this big brand over there, and like Orange County, you know, it's a small little thing, you know. Of course, one brand will hear of a good story about a Mexican American, so whatever, but it just shows that it's still fake, and you know. But I'm not gonna like put false accusations. All I know is that they're just acting kind of weird, and I'm not even gonna name the company, you know. But pretty much that, like, you know. So, and then what else did I want to patch off of that video? Like, over nothing. Yeah, nothing. Just that, I mean, well, nobody takes offense, you know, because I'm not trying to attack the Mexican American, or like, you know, I know there's good people, but I'm just saying when it comes to representation, you know what I mean? Like, I know a lot of Mexican Americans who are indulgent into the culture, you know. And then there's the other aspect of like, people do get mad because even me, I'm like, well, what the fuck do you expect me to do about it? And it's like, I had some thoughts about it. I'm like, oh, I mean, there's nothing they can do, but that's bullshit. It's like, first, stop being scared of your own country, like, straight up, you know. That, you know, fucking yummy people from the Middle East come here and then go back home, and it's like still dangerous. Like Brazilians fucking make hella money in the United States, and they go back home and they're not scared. And they're like, oh, fucking Brazil like sucks. That's where a lot of these Mexican Americans who have no idea, who have never been to Mexico, like, or been once, and they're like, they're not up to my American standards. So, you know, shows kind of how much of the roots there really are, you know. Secondly, even if your roots aren't that good, it's like, you know how many Israelis, I'm so scared even saying, I'm just gonna point, yeah, these guys, you know how many of those people, like their fucking kids will be born in America and they've never even been to, and like they go over there and they learn the language, they fucking learn the culture. And like, yeah, so like you could easily, and it's not even like you have to take a flight. I mean, some of you do, but ultimately, like, if you, and you can get your Mexican citizen as long as your fucking parents are Mexican. Like, why isn't everybody doing that? You know, why isn't everybody at least rooting themselves beyond tacos and horchata to, yeah, you know what I mean? Like, no one's doing that. You know what I mean? Like if I was an American citizen, I would still feel the same way. I would still be like, I don't know, dude, the government kind of weird right now, you know. Let me go spend some money over there, and not on a gentrification way, you know, like, but in a fucking like, okay, like I wish I can go back to the pueblito that I lived in and go spend some money and help the economy out, you know. And like, fuck, if they want to overcharge me, then fuck it, who cares? You know, but no one's doing that, you know. And I know Mexico has its own problems and shit. That's a whole different thing, a whole different beast. You know what I mean? Like, if you're an American citizen, you know, and you see everything that's going on right now, how are you not doing something? Like, you know what I mean? Like, go visit Mexico. It's that simple. It's really that simple. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. From the lowest to the bottom, like, not the, you're like, to the average Mexican American citizen, up to the faces of Mexican Americans, you know, brands, you know, haven't said anything. They haven't spoken out for us. You know, those are the ones over there. What about the Mexican Americans that have come over here and they're just like, well, Mexico, you know? They haven't done anything, you know, except for, you know, fake the funk, basically. And people are gonna be like, oh, you're a hater. Yeah, I hate that it's all fake, you know. People are gonna get offended and maybe I'm following, but I mean, maybe read a book, you know. Maybe I'm not saying like, because then it can get too corny, and I'm no offense to my comrades, you know, but it could get corny with the border crossed me and stolen land, and it's stolen. It's stolen. There's nothing you can do about it. If somebody steals my laptop and I don't call the cops or nothing, or the cops are in on it and they're like, well, he stole it. There's nothing. He's using it. They're using it. There's nothing I can do about it. So yeah, we can cry about it, but and there's so many generations far out, you know, that it's like almost like hating on yourself. Like you would have to kill yourself. Actually, you would have to like it would be almost borderline philosophical suicide, or I can't even say that. So let's say it's gonna be like ego death, I guess. I don't fucking know how to explain this, man, you know, because the I guess, yeah, it's gonna be ego death, because the American ego, the United States American citizen egos, is quite a thing, you know. Again, I've seen this in my own blood, you know. But yeah, definitely met other Mexicans who are like super cool, who are really about it, you know, who are really about the family values. And most of the time they speak Spanish. They will go to Mexico and be like comfortable, you know. So I will say that the Mexican American does exist, but we're going extinct. I mean, you guys are going extinct. It's turning into plushy Conchas and bougie Northgates and Costa Mesa, you know what I mean? And Coco the movie. So and that's all it is. It's hollowed out. And I don't know, you know, I don't know what we're supposed to do about it. All I can do with my 10K followers is tickle your little noodle, let you guys know, hey, there's more that you can do besides eat tacos.